Hey, what's going on, guys? As promised, this is the review for the Zion Arms PW9 that I got in the $1,000 Airsoft GI mystery box. I got the box here. So first things first, stick mag, awesome. We got the smart charger that it comes with, and it can do a 3 and a 4 cell, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked about that. Never hurts to have another charger around. This tiny little battery, 11.1 1000 milliamp battery. It seems very small, and the compartment in the back to put this battery in this gun is tiny. It's ridiculous. That to the side. You got a patch for all you patch nerds out there. Zion Arms, cool. And then a LiPo charging bag. I actually have never really used a LiPo charging bag, so I might actually start using this thing since I have one and it was not free. I mean, I bought it, but I mean, it came with the gun, so maybe I'll start using it. User instructions manual. It actually came with this orange tip on there, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then this QR card, which is kind of cool. So these days, you know, everything's going to QR codes and technology and all that. So you pretty much just scan it with your phone, and then bam, it puts you right to the manual and probably takes you to their website. And also, it's the MOSFET programming card as well, so you can kind of see how you're doing there. We'll talk about the MOSFET. And then the gun itself. Alright, first things first, so it did come with this orange flash hider, and I was actually surprised. I got the vice grips and heat gun out to take this thing off. I've had to pry the last couple of them off, and it's been really ridiculous with the amount of glue that they use. Luckily, this one, I put the vice grips on it and just barely twisted it, and bam, spun right off. They did put glue on it, but not too much. Already liking this company. Got the magazine, LiPo charger, we already talked about that, little LiPo. Go ahead and put that programming card right there. First impression, externals. This rifle looks very well made. It's definitely heavy for how small it is. I mean, it's full metal, like the whole thing. I think the only thing that's plastic on this is the battery compartment and the handguard right here. It's got a pretty sweet little charging handle. You can hit it and it'll stick the fake bolt back, and then you can have access to a rotary style hop up. And you can also change the charging handle from this side to this side depending if you're left-handed or whatever. And then the bolt release is functional. Boom. Awesome. It's got a pretty nice selector switch, a big divot on that little ball bearing, so whenever you put it on semi or whatever, it's going to stay there. Overall, the body is very aggressive looking. I mean, they have a lot of really good engraving in here, and it's, you know, stippled and ribbed and all that good stuff. There's a little bit of machine marks right here I can see. So there is little machine marks on there, but hey, it's all right. Like, it's painted really well. It looks really great. Zion Arms logo machined in there. Looks really nice. They do the flat trigger. Flat triggers are cool. I dig it. And then 1-year warranty. I haven't really looked up this and seen exactly what the 1 year is all about. It's probably manufacturing defects, I'd imagine, but it's got another QR code where you can go on there and register your gun. Got kind of an MOE style handguard. One cool thing about this handguard that I really like is that it's got a little button right here, basically, and you just pull it back and pop it up, and bam, there's your motor. So that's awesome. So you can get right into it. No more of those stupid screws right there. No more plastic inserts in here to strip out. Yeah, so then you just pop it right back in and you're good to go. I'm really digging that. I hope they can find a way to quick release this thing so when you're putting in and out gearboxes, you're not having to stick a long screwdriver down there with a flashlight and stuff. It's got a really nice mag release, big, extended, really get in there. One thing I did notice as soon as I put the magazine in this gun is that it has a fair bit of wobble, I mean back and forth and up and down. So what I'm probably going to do is take some like soft-sided Velcro and just put a little strip right there and maybe one right here, and then whenever you go in there it'll tighten that up. This Magpul M-Lock rail, it's a nice cool little rail. It's also got like an angled foregrip kind of built into it, which is neat. It's comfortable, I like it. I'm kind of digging that. Quick release points for slings, and then it comes with this flash hider. I'll unscrew this thing real quick. So this is all metal. Get off there. It's like a square with some cutouts and stuff. Looks actually pretty sweet. I'm kind of digging it. I do have this suppressor I picked up that I'm probably not going to end up using, that I'm probably going to end up putting on here because, like I said, I'm not much of a CQB player, more of a outdoor person. So, reverse thread. I'm an idiot. All right. So one of the comments for the $1,000 mystery box episode was that ought to make an amoeba honey badger out of it, like a 9mm honey badger. And so I have this little suppressor here. I might give that a go. We'll see. I've got an old stock from an ICS laying around. It's like the collapsible style, kind of like what the Honey Badger uses. So I don't know if it'll fit some on this, but I'm a little pissed about the stocks. It's like, there's no stock, you know, so if you're going to use it like for field, it kind of sucks, right? Well, they have a rail right here, which is awesome because there's actually rail stocks that you can slide on. The 3 different versions of this gun, which are actually on this box right here. So that one's the one I have, the Mod 0. The Mod 1 has like an MOE almost style stock to it, and then the Mod 2 has a side folding stock, and it looks like it uses like a MP5 kind of style banana mag type thing. But that is cool that I can throw a stock on there because this will end up being an outdoor gun. It's not going to end up being for CQB. So that's the majority of the externals on this gun. Like I said, I like it. Looks nice. I'm digging it. This does have a Nebula MOSFET in it. That's actually this brand's MOSFET. I went on their website. They really only carry the 3 versions of this gun, the Nebula MOSFET, and then a whole bunch of types of batteries. I guess they're a big battery distributor now. I've seen them, I think now that I think about it, I've seen them at Modern Airsoft before, but I haven't really tested out their batteries. I'm sure they're just as good as anything else on the market. If they're sold in an airsoft store, they're probably overpriced. Let's face it, because any RC type battery is going to perform the same. You just have to make sure that the discharge rate, the voltage, everything, you know, lines up to your gun. So do some research whenever you're buying batteries. Don't pay $60 for like a 7.4 LiPo just because it says Airsoft on it and has a cool brand name. Gun itself, $325 for this with the stick mag. There's also a version that's a little over $400, I think, and it also comes with 3 additional magazines, which is nice. And then they have one with a drum mag and all that stuff for you speed QBers or whatever the hell they call them these days. Full rack steel tooth piston, so you're not going to be stripping that guy out anytime soon, that's for sure. Rotor style hop up, like I said, and it comes in at 340 to 350 feet per second. So this Nebula MOSFET's really interesting, right? I know the Gate Titan is what everybody's been talking about these days and all that, and you can Bluetooth it to your phone, and you can like program your trigger within milliseconds and everything, or like milliseconds, and it's just too much. Like I don't need all that in my life. There's just too many features. I'm kind of liking this Nebula because it's only $60, which I get at the Gate's like 100, 110, something like that. It's about half the price, and it's a basic MOSFET, right? Active braking, 1 full rotation cycle, and then you can program the trigger. So if you turn, well, let's put the battery in. This battery compartment is horrible. I mean, look at it. It's tiny, and I get it, but this thing, I mean, it barely fits in there. Like whenever you put it in, like this shit is beyond snug. Like snug isn't even the word for that. That's like a glove, you know what I'm saying? So you have to really put it in there and then kind of jazz these wires around. I mean, it fits in there perfectly, but you're gonna have to use their battery if you're gonna play with this gun, unless you put something external on it. And I don't like external battery sacks and things like that. Alright, so we'll get that in there. And you heard it beep twice when I put that battery in. That's the MOSFET letting you know it's booted up and good to go. Alright, so this gun can shoot in 7 different configurations. So they have semi-only, and that's for semi and auto. So if you're going to indoor field and they don't allow auto, cool. 2-round burst, 3-round burst, 4-round burst, 5-round burst. My favorite, binary trigger, right? So binary trigger is really cool. Basically, it means that when you push the trigger, so it shoots like normal, but when you let it up, it'll shoot as well, which is really cool because you can take a shot at somebody, and if you're off just a tad, you still have that trigger pulled down, you just move over, lift the trigger up, bam, another shot comes right out. Pretty awesome. And then, of course, regular full auto. So how you program this thing is you go from semi to auto twice. You go to sound, so 1, 1, 2, 3-round burst, 4-round burst, 5-round burst, and then binary. And if you click it once more, it'll have the full auto. So you hold it down for 2 seconds, it gives you 2 little bursts, and this is the binary I was talking about. So that's pretty cool, right? So, boom, take the shot, another shot. And with that binary trigger, you can pretty much go full auto with it. Really neat. I've seen that some binary triggers in like real ARs and stuff. I think this is the first one I've seen on an airsoft gun. I'm sure you could do that with a Gate and all that, but out of the box, that's a pretty neat feature. One thing too, if you take the battery out and put it back in, it saves your settings. So if you have it set on something, it'll save it. I took it out for about 10 minutes or so, and it saved it. So I don't know what like the capacitor inside is and how long it'll last, but I'll see after I take it out and play a game with it and then plug it back in. we had 342, 337, 339, 340, 337, 340, 340, 341, 341, 339. So it went from 337 to basically 341. So that's a 4 FPS. Well, it's 341.9, so 5 FPS difference up and down. That's pretty good for compression. I mean, that's solid. 5 FPS is nothing. I mean, like, yeah, like if you're shooting like a high-class DMR or sniper rifle, you want it really consistent within like 2 or 3 FPS max. But for something out of the box like that, that's great compression. So you can tell me that the internals of this gun are probably really good, and I hope it would be for something this small for $325, right? I'm absolutely stoked that I got this in the mystery box because this rifle is awesome. Sadly, I moved from Washington. I had my little range in the back. I could shoot my guns. I'm in San Diego now. Not so easy to take guns outside and shoot them around here. So I'm working on setting up something in the garage where I can kind of show you and give you some shots and stuff. But I'm going to have to save that for some future videos. Looks nice, especially with that flash hider on there. I think it's solid. And I like the M-LOK rails, and they're a lot lighter than traditional Picatinny, like it's on top. And it's the one-piece rail. There's no wobble in the receiver. I mean, overall, this gun is incredibly well built. I would say, like, 10 out of 10, like, go buy this thing. It's awesome if that's what you're looking for. If you want to spend a little bit more money and do some work to it, you can definitely turn it into a field gun. That's all I have really to say about this rifle. I'm going to be doing a review on the Lancer Tactical Airsoft GI Custom that I got in the mystery box. So this thing's decked out with a bunch of externals. I haven't even put batteries in all these to play with them yet. But I'm doing a full review on this, and I really hope that the tech work is going to hold up to what I think it will, and I'm interested to see how much FPS variance there is whenever we do it. Oh, and I almost forgot to point out, this gun shoots 20 rounds per second, pretty much on the dot, like 19.37, 19.09. So it's shooting right under 20 rounds per second, pretty consistent at 337 FPS. So if you're looking for an indoor gun, this thing is basically exactly what you're looking for. And it's got great trigger response. Anyway, that's all I got for today. So I'll be having that review put up here before too long. I appreciate the guys that have commented on my videos so far. I'm going to be doing my best to try to truck these reviews out, hopefully as fast as I can, so you can see especially some of these newer products. But anyway, you guys have a great day.